Peace, love, knowledge, of freedom, and welcome to another exciting episode of Just Seen Podcast, the Just Seen Podcast. And today, as you've seen from the title, we're going to be talking about capitalism, right? I kind of wanted to switch gears, and get into this little pocket real quick because capitalism is pretty much a dominant force right motherfucking now, right? Like you have, of course, you have the war going on. COVID disappeared and shit. Motherfuckers skated off with their money like Pfizer and shit. They stock starting to drop. It's crazy. Like it's amazing. But all in all, the root cause of all of this shit. I don't want to stay on that shit because motherfuckers be banning me and shit. Like they be shadowing my shit. So um yeah, so capitalism is like intertwined and all that shit, right? But I frequently see everybody go in and be like, yo, capitalism is motherfucker they be like, yo, capitalism is wrong. It's against the poor man, or it's what's making people poor. No, poverty is what making people poor. Now, capitalism does affect poverty, right? But poverty, in a sense, I'm probably gonna catch flack for this, especially as somebody who grew up in poverty. Poverty is a set of circumstances that are permanently tied to you that you have a choice to continue to accept or get out of. You feel me? And I know people say, well, certain things aren't built for. No, no, no. The system may not be built for you to succeed in a certain way if you come from poverty. However, the world is not created in such a way that you have to stay in a negative situation if you don't want to. I know it's tying in somehow to when Kanye said slavery is a choice. He was right in some regard. If you read So For 3, I broke down like choices for real versus options, right? You feel me? People like slavery was a choice, live or die. You feel me? Now I get it. Nobody wanted to die, so they went through the slavery. Some of them didn't. Some of them didn't. Y'all love quoting that shit from Killmonger. You feel me? Despite the fact that y'all could not stick to that same shit today, but that's beside the fact. That's beside the fact. Poverty is not poverty at the end of the day. It's a choice to remain in. It's not a choice to be born into, but it's a choice to remain in when you realize your circumstance and you say, this is not for me. You feel me? Some people succumb to it and say, yo, this is all that's for me. You feel me? Fucked up mentality. Some people say, you know what? I don't want this anymore. I'm going to do something different, right? It's the quest that you go through to figure out how you have to do that something different in order to avoid yourself, in order to keep yourself from being in poverty again. That's the gist of capitalism, right? Because capitalism, one on one, is probably, I say, one of the most connected things to entrepreneurship. This is not an entrepreneurial episode, but I'm just speaking on it from that perspective because all capitalists are entrepreneurs, right? And it's like when you become an entrepreneur, the theme of all entrepreneurship, period, is like you have to fulfill a need for one. And that need that you have to fulfill is going to be tied to health, wealth, and relationship in some way, shape, or form. The relationship with yourself, the relationship with your kids, your family, your friends, your health as far as mental health, physical health, spiritual health, your wealth as far as like trading, investing, financing, like financial literacy, all of these different things. They all go into one of those three categories, right? The capitalist is the person who fulfills the need in one of those categories better than anybody else, or in a way that makes that person take over that aspect. So that's why monopolies are illegal, quote unquote. They say monopolies are evil because you can't take over a whole industry. You have to, you know what I mean? Because then it takes away the fairness of it, right? But when you are in the industry and you are in a place of fulfilling a need, now you start dictating shit. And that's the issue because people look at capitalism as, oh, it's wrong. It's capitalism isn't wrong because it's about capitalizing on opportunities and then monetizing for it, right? But the capitalist is the motherfucker who becomes the evil person who does the slick shit, the fucked up shit. Like, motherfucking convince the whole world to take a vaccine. You feel me? Just because he feels the shit is overpopulated. Like it's evil motherfuckers that are still capitalists. However, the same evil motherfucker, he fulfilled a need that motherfuckers will not stop being feeding into, regardless. Like motherfuckers really hated this man and was like, yo, Bill Gates is blah 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 because of X, Y, and Z, right? And they're like, he's a capitalist. I don't want to support him. Like, it's like, okay, cool. You can simply stop fucking with Windows shit. Stop fucking with window shit. The thing about capitalism too, this is how it also works. It works off of money and revenue. Shit coming in and going out. Shit changes when shit, you know what I'm saying? When shit changes. But motherfuckers like, I'm not gonna do without my Microsoft Word Office. But he created a need so much so that he has to be the only one to fill it. That's capitalism. You feel me? That's capitalism. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with the system. It's just the purpose. Some of the people, they be fucked up when they, get into the shit. But before we dive heavy into the shit, be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_scene_. Be sure to check out my website at iamjustseen.com to get all things that are just seen. To all those who tip, donate, and sponsor the podcast, you are greatly appreciated. To all those who would like to tip, donate, and sponsor to the podcast, you can do so by clicking the link in the description of your podcast. Not this episode, but the podcast itself. Cash App and PayPal are just fine. And as always, that's that for this and that's this for that. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into capitalism, why it works so well. And don't forget to visit iamjustseen.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the So For Real series to your library? Visit iamjustseen.com. You want to learn how to master the markets for serious trading and investing? Visit iamjustseen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit iamjustseen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit iamjustseen.com. You ever want to just chat with Scene about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit iamjustseen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at iamjustseen.com. So take a quick peek into my world to see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it, and you will never see it unless you visit iamjustseen.com. All right. Welcome back. And without further ado, we about to dive straight into this motherfucking rabbit hole. So why capitalism works. Off rip, I'm gonna go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of this motherfucker right now. So, it can be done and we can really, sit with this motherfucker and elaborate a little more. Capitalism works so well because motherfuckers is ignorant and lazy. That's it. Ignorance and laziness coming together makes convenience. Semantics like a motherfucker, but convenience and is when laziness and ignorance come together, right? I know it's like, yo, Scene, that's fucked up. You calling people lazy and ignorant because capitalism fucks with them, keeps them in power. Yeah, it is. Now there's certain condition, like when we look at poverty, and that's why I said poverty is a choice to remain in, right? We look at poverty, they create a certain condition to make you stay in poverty. Why? Because it fulfills the need to not get out of that motherfucker. You feel me? Let's look at the welfare system, right? You know, welfare, literally, this is how the welfare system works. If they'll allow a woman to stay on welfare if there's no man in the home. Off rip, men protect and provide. That's another source of income. No, you can't have that, right? So much so that if she does level up, they take all of her benefits away, right? So they give you an abundance of benefits that you can leverage. That can be like, all right, bet if I do X, Y, and Z, like food stamps or whatever the case may be, it's like, okay, bam, I can leverage this until I get a better job. But as soon as you get that better job, bam, they cut the shit. It ain't no transition. Okay, we'll give you less and less until shit normalizes. No, nigga, your shit off right now. You feel me? Because it's designed to create the laziness and the ignorance. Because to better yourself automatically is going against those two principles. You feel me? The moment you decide to do better for yourself, to go to that next level, to quote unquote get out of poverty, you already decided that you don't want convenience. Convenience is also tied to comfortability. You feel what I'm saying? And so for three, I broke down a little bit of magic in the making choices in the fast food industry and shit like that, right? So we think they got us believing that if we go out to eat, right, we made a choice in the food that we had to eat. We picked from the options in the menu. We didn't create those options. So you didn't make the choice. You picked the option available to you. And I know it's like, because they made certain shit synonymous, you got to go to the actual focus of the word. This is why I'm very, very big on studying etymology. I'm very, very big on using the right word and not using synonyms. Like I use the exact word for the shit that I'm talking about. And I encourage people to do the same, because when you start using quote unquote synonyms that are similar, it's like you lose the efficacy of what the fuck you're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So when when we're looking at the overarching theme of avoiding convenience and then the laziness and ignorance is like those words when they're the laziness and ignorance when they come together to create convenience is like convenience is going to lead to the comfortability or whatever, but the convenience of it all is what causes the illusion. You feel me? Oh, this is a convenience store. Think about it. 7-Eleven is called a convenience store. They don't sell shit that's healthy for you. Everything is out of convenience. Convenience is, bam, how quick can I get this to keep going? All they're doing, capitalism works because it keeps you in this, why I call it the rat race. It keeps you in a space where you're in a maze, where you're always trying to figure, you think you're going and you're making certain progresses, but you're not. You feel me? You're not. So this is why poverty is so powerful, because it is a need has been filled, right? Two needs at one time. The need to supply something, protect and provide for somebody to supply them the need, but at the same time, the need of the other side of I need a steady stream of income, right? So to do it, I can put these people in this position and keep them there. Why you think the projects are called a project? Nigga, the fuck? Projects and poverty go hand in hand. What's the experiment? What are the experimental factors of this project? You feel me? It's right there. They be telling us shit like right enough, but rather than we embraced it. We embraced the convenience of the projects. Fuck the calamity and all the other shit that comes with it. We embrace the convenience of it. And it's not just the projects. Like, and that's why I'm now going into poverty being the mindset, because no matter where you go, motherfuckers fuck it up. I know motherfuckers come from poverty, go to the suburbs, completely fuck it up because it's the mind has not been changed. I'm gonna change. That's why motherfuckers hit the lottery, go broke within a year. They're still in poverty. Mentally, they're still in poverty because it is a system that has created the convenience for them. You're not a creator. You don't create anything out of you. You're not a creator. You're not an originator. You're not bringing anything out of yourself. You feel me? So therefore, you're going to look at certain situations and decide to stay there because that need has been fulfilled. So tying it back into how the welfare system works, keeping the man out of the home and making sure the woman does whatever, but she can't elevate because they start cutting shit off. And then when they start cutting shit off, it's like, damn, now I'm back to square one. I gotta go back to these motherfuckers. Right? Capitalism works by creating the need and making you operate and have to rely on that need. Everybody needs water. You feel me? Everybody needs water. So motherfuckers decided to control water. This is where the deeper aspects of the magic and the alchemy and all the other shit is. Motherfuckers literally control water. Like, take a second with that. Motherfuckers control water. You feel me? So much so that we are paying for what naturally comes to us because of the convenience of the things that has to go into it. And it's not even convenience. It's a way in which fucking your body. They add extra shit to it to make it, you know what I mean? Like, all water ain't the fucking same, but only water drinkers know that shit. You feel me? But anywho, we're back on capitalism. I don't want to get stuck on water and shit. But that's the thing. Like, you have Nestle, you have Dasani, you have things, but Nestle is the brand. All of these things are little umbrellas under it. Like, the fuck? You run water. Like, you feel me? You control water. You dig what I'm saying? You control something that people you control something that composes 65 to 70% of a human being. That need is filled forever. It's capitalism. You feel me? Health, wealth, and relationship. This is a part of the health. Your body needs water. It's 65 to 70% water. You dig what I mean? And one motherfucker own that shit. The Nestle company ran like, what? What? Nigga, how? You feel me? And then the capitalism works too because it also works in a matter of creation. You feel me? They create, okay, bam, how can we make this a need? How can we make this a viable need? You feel me? That they had like, look at gasoline, bro. Look at fucking gasoline, right? Which came first, the gas or the egg? I mean, the oil. So chicken or the egg, but the gas or oil. Oil's already been around here. Crude oil, you can dig that shit up, motherfucker. You seen Beverly Hillbillies? Motherfucker just digging and struck oil, right? Oil gets converted into gasoline. The gasoline is then fueled and other shit, right? Used for other shit, right? The car companies can easily, at any given moment, switch over to electric. It's enough money in this world. It's enough shit to. But again, you can't monopolize shit. You feel me? The automobile industry, like you have to have certain dynamics or whatever the case may be. But they're like, how can we keep getting money off of oil? Create cars. Create cars. Create cars, create lawnmowers, create things that need gasoline. You feel me? Do we still need gasoline today? No. Fuck no. We don't need gasoline for cars for travel. No, we don't need it. We need electricity. That's it. Electricity and magnetism. That's it. You can there's a in quote unquote ancient Kemet and everything like that, they were studying orgone energy, right? Orgonite and orgone energy. They had mastered it. They had mastered it so much so that everybody is confused of how were the pyramids built. There's two theories that as to how the pyramids were built, right? Um, well, three. One theory is that aliens did the shit, nigga. But deeper research reveals some of the other two theories, right? The first theory is that they built the pyramids from the top down. You dig what I'm saying? Like it was like a square monument they chiseled down and cut down. Then it's like for me, that theory didn't suffice because it's like, how did they go into it to hollow the bitch out? Like, you feel me? So it makes sense. But the other theory, and this is the theory that I studied and went a little bit deeper into, is that they use to levitate and move the bricks and everything, they use magnetism. And I was like, that can make sense. And then I started diving deeper into it, and I found out about orgone energy, orgone energy, right? They had mastered orgone energy to such a point that it is electromagnetism tied together. And when electromagnetism has a certain control over itself, you can move shit with it. So it for me at that point, it was like, damn, because these bricks, like them bricks was heavy as fuck, but they leveraged the orgone energy. So now it's like, what did they make sci-fi movies with electrical fields or nothing? No, orgone energy is created from the earth because it's comprised of the elements of electricity and magnetism. Now, everything to its core is based off of the four elements, the core four elements of water, air, fire, and earth, right? There's a combination that you can mix those things to get electricity. Just how thunder is a combination of hot and cold air coming together. You feel me? The friction between hot and like that's how powerful it is because it's like when we get a thunderstorm, when we look at shit like that, it's like, how is the electricity formed in a thunderstorm? You need the element of water, you need the element of air, then you need heat or the element of fire and the element of cold too. But you feel me? All of these things come together in some way and it creates the spark that gives you thunder and lightning. So creating electricity is easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy as far as I can go snap my fingers to do it. I mean, conceptually, you feel what I'm saying? It's not some crazy thing. So, and magnetism is how well you're able to operate on poles, on oppositions of one another. You know what I'm saying? How bring things together. So when electricity and magnetism come together, you get electromagnetic pulses or electromagnetism. That shit got power, but it's like it's easy to harness, easier to harness. So the point that I was making with that was that in that time they used that kind of energy. So how do we get to a point where okay, we have to have gasoline for cars? And now because it's supply and demand, it's like now not only the oil company, oil industry is a subsidiary of trains. You like what when trains were popping and shit, like trains and coal and all of these different things. So capitalism, in a sense, created the supply and the demand and the need. Why? Because it promotes convenience. And it underlies and mass convenience puts a semantic on it, euphemizes it. You just makes a euphemism of laziness and ignorance. Right? Now, this is not to say motherfuckers are stupid. This is not to say that lazy, like when I say laziness, I don't mean as far as how people picture, oh, a fat slob laying on it. Like, no, everybody's lazy. We're all lazy. Even us motherfuckers who get up and like, I'm lazy. I'm lazy as fuck. Every day, I don't want to get up and have to post on social media. I don't want to have to stay, you know what I'm saying? So I created a convenience for myself to not have to do it all the time. Sometimes I don't have creative ideas, create something right there. So I tap into a certain level of creativity that I can create automatic posts and just go and be done with the day. Motherfuckers be thinking I'm active. I don't even be doing shit because I ain't even thinking about nothing at that time. So I'm lazy in that regard, but it's how do you overcome your laziness? Do you do absolutely nothing or do you find something to grant you more time? You feel what I'm saying? Like, and that's another, like, that's why I got into day trading. Like, people be thinking it is easy now for me. Like it's easy now, but it was never easy. But I knew that I wanted to be lazy. I knew I wanted this convenience for myself, but I wanted this money to continue running in. So I started day trading. But I had to learn the process. Once I learned the process, I was like, this is what's necessary for me to be lazy. You feel what I'm saying? Which also meant I could not be ignorant to the situation. You feel me? I could not be ignorant to the situation. But it's identifying the ignorance and deciding, do I want to educate myself on this? I could have very well been like, okay, trading and investing. That's too much to learn. I'm done. Like that's what makes a lot of motherfuckers get capitalized on. As soon as they get into some shit, they be like, it's gonna take too much out of me. Lazy and ignorant. It's gonna take too much out of me to learn how to do this. So I'll have somebody do it for me. I would ask somebody to do it for me. I got so many people who be like, I don't want to get into your course because I don't want to learn it, but I can pay you to do it for me. No, you see how you willingly give your capital. You see how you're willing to be capitalized on and don't even know the shit. That's just one small glimpse of people who will say, "Yo, do this for me." Like, bro, like literally, I had an offer. I had an offer for I didn't get the exact amount, but a guy was gonna give me about 5 figures to flip for him, to trade for him. It was like, all right, whatever, because I don't. I said, nigga, you're gonna give me that amount just to trade for you. He was like, yeah. I'm like, you could just buy my course and learn to do this shit by yourself. Ah, man, see, I ain't got time for that. I I ain't got time to learn that. You're going to be lazy and ignorant in that. And I have to create the convenience for you. Now I dictate the prices. I don't give a fuck how much you give me. I don't give a fuck how much you give me as far as your initial investment. If you want me to, I'm taking 70% off of it. Off rip. Off rip. And the way in which I trade, man, bruh, this is not like a horn tooting moment, but this is a reality. Like every trade, as far as forex goes and everything, like, well, not even forex, any market that I participate in, every trade I get at least 15% of the entire equity of what I have invested in that for everyone. You feel me? 10 bands, 20 bands, 30 bands, you're giving me that, and I'm keeping 70% off that shit as I'm making 15% compounded every movement. And now this is like, there's days I get 3 trades in a day. There's days I get 4 trades in a day. There's days I get one. But in that day, in that trade, I'm going to squeeze 15% out. At least. You feel me? Sometimes it's more. I've had bangers where I got 30%, 40%, sometimes 50. But you're gonna give me that? I'm keeping 70, my nigga. Like, and then it's like, what's the checks and balances? Because I can give you what the fuck ever. It can still be a sizable amount and it won't even be 70%. Then I'm the asshole. I'm wrong. Now it's like, oh, yo, you played somebody, you scammed, you did all of this. Like, no, I capitalized on your ignorance and your laziness. Luckily, I don't do that shit to motherfuckers. You feel me? But that's how the capitalistic society works. That's how the shit work. That's how they get your ass. They create the system that makes you lazy and ignorant. And you don't even know. It's like the idea of getting a good job is solely out of convenience. It's like, yo, we're going to put you in a system that we just drop you, you follow the information, you do what you do, you don't have to do anything. I don't even have to think at work. Think about the last time you actually thought at your job. Really think about that. The last time you thought at your motherfucking job. You don't. It's shit like you go in, clock in, do the same shit, and you just go. You feel what I'm saying? You don't learn no new shit. However, when you start learning new shit, now what you start doing? Asking for raises, asking for more money because you're removing that ignorance. You have people that are comfortable where they are and getting like capitalism is a mindset that needs to be off of both sides. Like you feel me? When I used to work as an account manager, before I was even an account manager, I was just a regular valet. Just a regular valet. But I say, you know what? I'm going to bust my ass to get into that account manager position. So I absolved the ignorance. I capitalized on the whole situation. I said, yo, tell me what I have to learn to get your spot. He basically was like, yo, this is what you got to do. All right, cool. I'm going to do it. I was not lazy in the situation. Within that time frame, I was able to become an account manager in a year. No experience, none of that shit. I was able to become an account manager within a year, and I was running my own site. And I ended up running two sites as account managers. One, two sites as an account manager, two sites as an associate manager or assistant, and then I had one site just as a regular supervisor. I had been running these shits, and these are big fucking hotels. These are fucking tier. They call it tier 3, tier 4 hotels, right? Well, the first one that I had, it was tier 1. It was tier 1. But other than that, it was tier 3 and tier 4. You feel me? Tier 3 and tier 4. I was running these shits, right? But then the people that I jumped over that were there for 5 years, 10 years, like, yo, how did you get your spot before me? Why did you not carpe diem, motherfucker? You're supposed to seize the day, seize your opportunity, do what the fuck you gonna do. But again, it's the laziness in motherfuckers and it's the ignorance in motherfuckers. Motherfuckers don't want to do it. Motherfuckers don't want to think. So here comes a motherfucker who capitalizes. And then it's now like this, and this is what I be telling people: like, you can't, this is one of the reasons why you can't haggle people prices. Cause you don't know what the fuck goes into it. Like, you feel what I'm saying? I've had several people, try to play me out and be like, yo, I don't think your course is worth that much. Bitch, you don't even know how to trade. The fuck? You don't even know what a candle is. Suck my dick, motherfucker. You got me fucked up. You got me fucked all the way up. But again, it's like the arrogance of a motherfucker who has been programmed into thinking that they're thinking. Like, nah, bro, I plugged you into a system to be capitalized on. Think about that shit. Think about that shit. They teach you what they need you to learn to suffice yourself into the workforce. You feel me? Yeah, you go, okay, here's your major. Here's your distinction of whatever. You're going to go through that. Your white collar, your blue collar, whatever the case may be. But I create a situation that doesn't make you think. I create a situation that doesn't make you want to do. It makes you want to get up every day, work for me for 9 to 5, and go to fuck home. Go to the places I tell you to go to that are comfortable for you and create a system of I'm going to create like minds around you so you could stay in this motherfucking space. See, the thing about poverty, people think it's only in the hood. It's not. It's not. It's not. I say about 70% of motherfuckers in America alone are literally what they say, you're literally one emergency away from poverty. 70% of motherfuckers. 70% of motherfuckers are one emergency away from poverty. Ain't that some shit? So you can only if 70% of the motherfuckers in America are one emergency away from poverty, how the fuck you think motherfuckers gonna get out of poverty? If it only takes one emergency to throw you into that bitch, what do you think is happening to the people that are actively in the motherfucker? You feel me? It makes people not want to get out. You can't. It's like, okay, I can't go forward because it changes. More money, more problems, but they don't tell you that you'll find more solutions. That more money, more problem shit, it make motherfuckers stay away from it. Like, the love of money is the root of all evil. They tie so much negative shit into it so that way you will not become capitalistic. I capitalize on a lot of fucking opportunities and I still got a good fucking heart and I maintain my integrity. You feel what I'm saying? I maintain my integrity and I help motherfuckers out. The issue is that motherfuckers don't know how to find the skill that's them, how to capitalize on it, and how to manifest it in such a way that they're able to give it to the world the way they're supposed to. You feel me? How many motherfuckers really, 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 truly know how to do that shit? Not a lot. Not a lot. And is it their fault? No. It's not their fault. They're plugged into a system that the parents are plugged in, that their parents are plugged in, that is going down the line. It's like, yo, laziness, and it's like, yo, this is convenient for me. The drive-through at fast food, you feel me? So many people would rather, create convenience than actually get their shit together sometimes. You dig what I'm saying? I know people right now who would rather park close. It's all right, cool. It's people that are out of shape, right? Just I'm using this as an example. It is what it is. People that are out of shape and they'll park closer to the door, wherever they're going, whether it be the grocery store, Walmart, whatever. They're parked closer. Say, because I don't feel like walking. Nigga, you need to walk. It's like it goes hand in hand. So park farther away and then walk. You feel me? I be riding with motherfuckers. See me, I'm the type of motherfucker when I park, I like to find a park where I can drive into and drive out of. Like, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? I can back into it, but I'd rather just drive into the motherfucker. So it don't matter how far back that shit is. I don't mind walking. Motherfucker, like, damn, you really gonna make, like, you need to, nigga. The fuck? You need a couple steps in your motherfucking life. You feel me? But that's the reality of where we are. Like one of the most dangerous things that they cut. Y'all remember back in the day when we was littler and shit? Like when we was real littler and shit. Like, you feel me? I used to watch wrestling and there was always a commercial for Stacker 2. Stacker 2, like to lose weight, weight loss and shit like that, right? Stacker 2, it was like, okay, now with the federal free, right? So when I was in med school, I learned about this concept called uncoupling, right? So like hydroxycut, fucking Stacker 2, all of these different things is like, yo, how are you losing weight with these motherfuckers without fucking working on them? So this is when I talk about the pharmaceutical companies about cell signaling and turning shit on and off, right? But this shit goes deeper. The hydroxycut shit, it forces your body into the electron transport chain, right? So the electron transport chain is a process of where glycolysis happens, right? Glycolysis is when you're breaking down sugars, breaking down fats, right? It breaks it down to pyruvate so it can give you energy, ATP energy, right? However, the hydroxycuts and those things, they make you lose weight with a process called uncoupling. It triggers everything that an exercise was supposed to do for you without the exercise. That's problematic because your body needs the full gamut of that exercising experience to break shit off. But now when you make that state of convenience, right? And it's like, oh shit, I don't have to work out. I take some hydroxycut. Nigga, no. What? What? Hydroxycut? Like you're cutting the water. Like you feel what I'm saying? Now, mind you, people like, yo, it's water weight. Nigga, you 65 to 70% water. It's all water weight. What the fuck? Like, shit don't be getting me because, and again, that's the ignorance of the shit. So it's like you're literally cutting 60 to 75% of yourself. That's viable that you need. But you know, motherfuckers don't get it. So with that, motherfuckers are popping Stacker 2s, hydroxycuts, and all this other crazy shit. And it was like they were getting hurt. They were getting like a federal was knocking motherfuckers out. And they were like, all right, we're going to remove it, make it a federal free, but you're still going to be able to use it because they knew we don't give a fuck. Like now, motherfuckers don't give a fuck about the side effects of shit, right? Because it's like, fuck it, it'll work. Like capitalism, the whole vaccine, this shit was off of capitalism. You know how much money was moved in the last 2 years? Nigga. If you wanted part of it, at least you got the witness, whatever the fuck Drake said. But anyway, the purpose that I'm saying that for is that when they introduced the shot, niggas didn't try to get their immune system. Like, and this is how you know, like, they know that this is how capitalism is based off of ignorance and laziness, right? They literally tell you, we know you're gonna be lazy. They tell you to your motherfucking face. They tell you to your face that you've been lazy, you're gonna continue to be lazy, and we don't give a fuck. We just gonna get this money off of you, right? When the shit first started, what were the symptoms of like who were the people that could have got COVID? Those who were obese, immunocompromised, and immunosuppressant, right? That means if you were fat and your immune system was fucked up, you had a higher risk of getting COVID. Not a single motherfucker decided to hit the gym. Not a single motherfucker decided to eat better. Not a single motherfucker decided to change their lifestyle. They said, I don't know what to do. Figure it out. You feel what I'm saying? Figure it out. Like motherfuckers being, you know, like the pharmacy shit now, like pharmacies is getting killed, bro. Like they getting killed. So it's like, but motherfuckers won't get their health together. What kind of magic is that? What kind of spell is that to where it's like, yo, you can solve this whole problem by strengthening your immune system and losing weight. That's what they that's what the fuck they said to people. They said if you strengthen your immune system and lose weight, you will not be affected by COVID. Not many people decided to do that shit. And because of that, when the shot came out, it created the convenience. Oh, I really can remain immunocompressed and obese and not, you know what I'm saying, keep my body fucked up. Because now when those people that got this, y'all, have y'all seen the fucking Pfizer documents, cuz? Like, have y'all read the shits? Bruh, sis, all y'all, have y'all read these fucking Pfizer documents? Literally, they have adverse reactions from A to Z. I do not kid. I'm not kidding you in any way, shape, or form. From A to Z, there's words in the Z part that I didn't even know were fucking words and symptoms and shit that you can catch from A down to Z. A to Z. They had side effects because these side effects, these adverse reactions were still tied to the fact that motherfuckers was obese and immunocompromised. Your body won't gonna do shit with that vaccine any fucking way, but get worse. The thing about the vaccine is it puts a little bit in you. So as they break vaccines down and try to say it, a vaccine is supposed to put a little bit in you so that way you can get it and then your body can build the immune. Like, you know why motherfuckers wasn't fighting the shit off and they was dying and shit? Because their bodies couldn't fight the shit the fuck off. You feel me? Like that shit's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's still tied to being lazy and ignorant. Motherfuckers didn't want to do the work of, oh, I gotta lose weight, I gotta eat better, because that would require you to have the ignorance, to absolve the ignorance by gaining the knowledge of how to eat better, how to get the right workout, how to cater to my body the right way, how to change. Nobody want to do that shit. The convenience is so much easier. So capitalism is gonna fucking work. Some shit ain't even about addiction. Some shit is simply about convenience and the convenience that it makes for you. Convenience shit is crazy. You feel me? And now we're gonna flip it to the other side because the very motherfucker who can capitalize on you, they're gonna charge you whatever the fuck they want to charge you because they fucking can. Because you're not willing to go through the due diligence. Like, for example, again, now this is a little bit different. My stance on this is a little bit different. Like, so for my one-on-one sessions, some of y'all have done them, some of y'all haven't. But for the ones who have, you know how much I charge or whatever the case may be. For the ones who've inquired and was like, yo, that's too much. It's not. It's not. Because I can tell you the people that have actually paid for it and gone through it, they say, yo, that shit is not expensive at all. The shit that you just taught me how to do, like shit. But again, it's a matter of fulfilling the need. I know people need a better relationship with themselves. I know how to get into the spiritual relationship of yourself as far as healing your chakras, getting your shit back in line. You feel me? Getting yourself back to your center player to be able to be comfortable and say, this is who I am, not who I have been, tied to over the years. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not like you change and become some kind of like grandiose over the top motherfucking type shit like that. No, no, no. It helps you tap in to know who the fuck you are, your purpose, how to uncover shit, how to maneuver through life the right way. You feel what I'm saying? So I break all of that shit down, right? But then I charge people. So it's like people like, yo, I'll just go on YouTube. The information that I have and you're not getting off of YouTube. You're not getting off of that. The only way you're gonna get is the experience of a motherfucker, of a personal experience, like dead ass serious. Like I show them my experiences. I show them their experience tied to a certain event or certain things. Like, yo, this is this chakra. This is this. Then I show you how to go through the chakras with the tree of life, and then it's like, bro, like, yo, you just showed me my whole fucking life purpose. You just showed me how to get through. Like, I know. You know why? Because I did it for myself. I did it for myself. You feel me? And what it cost me to learn how to do it, hmm, you feel me? You couldn't pay for because you have to go through a series of events in your life that have to make you conscious enough to say, bam, this happened because of this. This happened with this. This happened with this. And not get so caught up in a lot of the other shit that's going on. You feel what I'm saying? So in that regard, it's like I'm providing the need, right? Given a need, it's like I'm charging the price, whatever the case may be, because it's like I understand that you don't know how to get here. Now, I don't know disrespectful shit. You're ignorant to the shit like the shit that I'm talking. I know motherfuckers don't know how to do it. That's why they're coming to me about it. It's blowing their mind as I'm breaking. Like so many aha moments come through. It's like, bro, that's why I did that. That's why I did this when I was like, yeah, that's why. That's why. You feel me? Because it all ties into certain shit. But I'm able to say, okay, here's the price I need for that. Because it's like, it's and the laziness with that, and as far as getting closer to the self, a lot of people are lazy because of what it makes you. I ain't gonna say lazy in the sense of well, it's lazy, but it's more so procrastination because when you start to tap into yourself, you got to make changes with your life. You got to make changes with your life. When you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like with So For Real series, this is why I tell people like, yo, if you can't face the title of a book, you never face yourself. So I don't focus on motherfuckers who get wrapped up with the title. Soon as I start talking, I'm like, yo, so frail of reality. But I purposely did that shit. Cause I only want the right people in this motherfucker. The people that come into the so frail space, they're people who want to absolve the laziness and get over the ignorance of the shit. You feel me? Tying it back to the G spot episode, right? So remember how it's like when you're lazy and you lack the ignorance to like motherfuckers can tell you some shit like your G spot is in your ass. You feel me? And you got to plan your ass to get in that motherfucker. Like that's like motherfuckers can tell you that shit. You feel me? So I'm talking masculinity to a motherfucker like that? Really? Really? That's the type of motherfucker I'm talking masculinity to? So I titled it that because it's like it keeps the wrong people away from it. Y'all can't even get through the title. If y'all can't get through the title, I know y'all ain't gonna get to the third book. The fuck? Because you can't even face yourself. You can't face yourself. So these are the things that tie into the capitalism because now it creates a different world, right? All of this is virtual reality. See, the thing about it, we think virtual reality is all computer based. No, virtual is something that's unreal. Simple. It's unreal. But now we're creating an unreal reality that after we unplug from the shit, we come back home unfulfilled like a motherfucker. You feel me? Because of the 2 points that allow us to have this convenience. So I get paid, I go to work, I get the job, I get all that. It creates an entire level of convenience for you that gives you little perks along the way that you have to pay for. Little perks and permissions that you don't even realize that it creates the convenience for you to take your money right back. The very money it gives you, it takes it right back. That's powerful as hell. That's powerful as hell. That's some capitalism for your ass. Like, but we don't look at capitalism all the time from the full gamut of what it is. Because that takes the accountability itself. Like, yo, if I'm being think about this shit and say it well, because I had to come to terms with this shit. I'm able to be capitalized on because I'm lazy and I'm ignorant. All you keep hearing is get into the markets. But do you trade or do you invest? Should you do stocks, Forex, crypto, or NFTs? My personal answer is not a single one if you don't know how to read a chart. Without knowing how to read a chart, you end up giving all your money to those who do. Do you know what a candle is? Do you know the pocket of activity? Do you know the difference between market direction and market control? If you answer no at least once, you might want to learn how to read a chart first. Learning how to read a chart will let you know if you should trade or invest and if you should do stocks, Forex, crypto, and or NFTs. It will also let you know if this is even for you or not. So visit IamJustSeen.com to learn how to read charts with my Mastering the Market course, ebooks, and webinars today. The world is changing. The question is, will you adapt with it? This was me in my own reality, my own coming to terms and shit. I was looking at life like, damn, bro. Like I started because when I actually like started studying investing and shit, looking at it first, I was like, nigga. Like I literally, was my conversation. This is what got me started, right? I was an Adidas type motherfucker. Like I like Adidas, Pumas, Air Max, and shit like that. But I happened to be looking at my Adidas this day, and I was like, bro, no. This is what it was. I had went to go buy some white shell toes, right? I was like, you know what? I need some white shell toes. I think the time it had to be like 2014, 2015 ish, around there, around that time. So I go to the fucking store. You feel me? I think it was like a Hibbett Sports or some shit. I don't know. But I bought the motherfuckers, right? They were like $65. So with tax, they came out to 69. And I was like, these are nice. Got some shell toes, right? Just out of the money. So at this particular time, simultaneously, I'm reading this book called Everything You Need to Know to Get Started on Investing. Right. So I'm reading and shit. And like just the whole stumble of the shit came upon it. It was like, yo, you should be investing in the shit that you put your money into. So I was like, let me go look at Adidas. The fucking stock, I never forget it because this right here was game changer for me. The fucking stock was $62. I said, nigga, I just paid $69 for a pair of Adidas when I could have bought a stock or a share for that same fucking price. I said, hold on, man. How do I learn this shit? Because I can buy Adidas a different way to buy some Adidas. You feel me? It's like that shit started changing my perspective. I was like, wait a minute, motherfucker. Hold up. I just spent that much on some Adidas and that's how much the stock is? And that will appreciate over time. These get stepped on. I can't do shit with them. Decisions. And it took me into a space where I said, yo, let me absolve my ignorance about investing. I'm a beast at this shit now. I'm a beast at this shit. Not on some shit like, and I became so good at investing, like I got into trading because trading was a lot faster, but they're the same shit. But I've gotten so good at this shit now that I can eyeball it with lines. You feel me? But I had to remove the ignorance and the laziness of going through it. Like the laziness was like, you see how subtle the ignorance is? Some people get so tired in being like stupidity. Like, nah, like the sole fact that I didn't know at the time that the share of Adidas was the same price as a pair of Adidas. You feel what I'm saying? I had got capitalized on. And it was like, yo, you fulfilled the need. We're gonna create this need. You like Adidas, they make you look a certain way, blah blah blah. And it's like, all right, cool. I fucking get them. I got them. Then so I started looking. I said, wait. The fuck? I'm paying this amount for this, and I ain't got no stock in the shit. I ain't invested in the shit. They got me fucked up. No, I have myself fucked up. That's one of the reasons why capitalism works so much. First thing we want to holler when some shit go crazy is they got me fucked up. No, you got you fucked up. You got you fucked up and they're able to capitalize on you because of it. You feel me? I went on a whole campaign, a whole rant of I'm cutting the middleman out of everything. You feel me? In order to cut the middleman out, I had to become the fucking middleman. You feel what I'm saying? But it helped because now I can't be capitalized on by a middleman. You feel me? It'd be so funny. Like, I know this shit dramatic as fuck right here, but it's like, those Bitcoin motherfuckers that be hitting you up and shit. They were like, oh, I got this deal for you, whatever the case may be. Do you want to turn 500 to? I'm like, nigga, do you want to turn 500 to 5,000? You feel me? It's like, nah, because I do Bitcoin or whatever the case may be. And it's like, yo, to be able to say, you bullshit. Nah, this written. No, nigga, I know you bullshit, nigga. I know how to do this. Like, you can't play with me. Like, I know how to do this. They don't have me fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have myself fucked up to the point where this is why I always say knowledge is power. And he or she who has more knowledge than you has more power than you. You feel what I mean? And then when we look at people like, this is why I try to give as much information, as much games. I don't want nobody around me to be ignorant. I don't want nobody around me to not know what the fuck I know, or not have the capacity to know what I know. Now, if you choose not to leverage it, that's on you. I ain't got no control over that. But at the same time, you're not gonna come to me. I need you to do no. I've already given you all the game, all the skills, or whatever the case may be. It's on you to apply it. Now that's where the laziness comes in. That was something on how the conscious community started getting built. You feel me? They were so big on the fucking part of, ignorance. Let's absolve the ignorance, but they didn't want to absolve the laziness. So it's I'm going to do the teaching for you. I'm going to learn like come to me, do my lectures, like sitting like all of that shit got crazy. It's still capitalism. Because I know you're not gonna go study. I know you're not gonna read this fucking book. Whether you're an avid reader or not, I know you don't have the time to read the shit that I read. I know motherfuckers ain't got the time to read the shit that I read. I know that for a fact, so I give it to you freely. You feel what I'm saying? I give it to you in the forms of other shit. Because I know, like, yo, the shit that I'm reading, the shit that I break down, these books are thick as fuck. But in addition to them being thick as fuck, they're deep as fuck. They're deep as fuck. Your mind has to go down a certain place. And it's like you're in a constant world where your mind is only taught to be on surface. And the shit that I'm reading takes you down levels and layers of shit. I know that shit. I know motherfuckers ain't. That's why I kind of give the shit in a profane way. Because it's like, I understand the capitalism side. You feel me? I understand motherfuckers want information. Everybody want to learn. But not everybody want to do. Especially not do what it takes to learn. You feel what I'm saying? You know how many books I've recommended to motherfuckers who haven't read the book and just like, yo, I heard it. Like, you feel me? Like, read the book. The book ain't going to, if you read the book, it's going to give you what I couldn't. I'm giving you what I got out of the book. That's not necessarily to say I gave you everything that was put into the motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how the shit worked. Because with that, when that community started, it was like motherfuckers was giving the information that they got out of it while presenting it in such a way that this is all that's in the book. I can't, like, I don't know how you gonna perceive some shit. You feel me? Like, motherfuckers still can't, this motherfuckers still to this day will talk to me and can't fathom the fact that they be like, where you get your information about religion from? Nigga, the religion. You feel me? Like, niggas can't see how I'm doing that. It's like, yo, how do you still quote the fucking book but you don't fuck with it? Because I know the motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? This is why can't nobody pull the wool over my eyes when it comes to religion. Like, motherfuckers, it's like they want to argue and debate, but I kick they motherfucking asses because it's like, I know what you don't know. I do. Like, and that's how capitalism works. I know what you don't know, and I make you pay for it. You feel me? There's a lot of shit that I don't. This podcast is free for y'all, man. We 7 seasons in? Now, mind you, when we actually quote unquote look at a season, it's like, yo, you do fucking, you come back in the following year. My podcast has only been up since the end of 2019. It's 2022. I got 7 seasons. Literally dropping 2 episodes a week. You feel me? Like, this is free shit that I just gave y'all. Like all of this shit. Like, y'all don't gotta pay for this. You gotta pay attention, but you really ain't gotta pay for shit. You feel me? But I capitalize on your attention. I did do that. I do capitalize on your attention with the hopes of giving you the shit that, hopefully you do something with it. I'm you know what I'm saying? Like, the convenience of the shit, like, and this is now tying into it because it's like you're willing to listen to me for an hour and a half, 2 hours because of the convenience I provide with the information that I give. This is shit that like, there's shit that I've spoken in this podcast that motherfuckers were completely oblivious to. And like, I would not have known about that if you wouldn't have said it. There's shit that it's like, but again, it's like there's people that can't get through it. They can't listen to it because like I don't have the time to listen to whatever the case may be or whatever. But it's like, all right, cool. Doesn't mean the information that I'm giving out ain't still gonna be affecting you in this world in some way, shape, or form. But when you're ready for it, you're ready for it. When you're not, you're not. You feel me? There's people right now that have like seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, I use it like this. So for real conversation is different from so for real book, which is actually different from a real one-on-one conversation about masculinity with me. You feel what I'm saying? So for real conversations for those I know who ain't gonna read. You feel me? It's just what it is. You feel what I'm saying? But I also give the option of like, yo, I'm gonna show you how I was able to get here. Right. And then it's like, when it's the one-on-one, it's like, I'm gonna show you why I'm here. You feel me? So for real shows you how I got here. The books, it shows you how I got here. How we collectively as a you know what I'm saying, as brothers got here. But it's levels to see where you are. You feel me? Some motherfuckers is only gonna get stuck at so for 1. You feel me? So for 2 is not gonna give them anything. Like, they're not gonna be able to reach, like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things. So it's like you have to learn how to see what it is. Masculinity, I capitalized on it. I'm literally running masculinity right now. You feel me? I'm gonna toot my horn on that shit. Like, there's nobody right now handling masculinity the way that I'm handling it. Especially not in our community. Everybody talking about, all they want to do. This is my thing. All they want to do is focus on how the LGBT community is fucking shit up. How this community is fucking shit up. All of this is like, yo, what are we doing as men to tighten up? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit at the end of the day because it's like that shit. I can't give all of that shit power. I can't continue to blame and say, okay, the black man. Okay, cool. Let me show you how to put the black man back in home. I'm gonna show you what the fuck this shit was about. Like, bam. Those who want to come in this motherfucker, come in this motherfucker. Those who don't, leave them the fuck out. But the motherfuckers who are actually like to tap into the masculinity that I'm tapping into is like, yo, motherfuckers don't want convenience no more. I ain't even gonna say that I'm tapping into that I've tapped into. Motherfuckers don't want convenience anymore. They know it takes action and they know it takes, you know what I'm saying, knowledge to get this shit. So they're like, yo, bro, teach me the game. Here's the book. Bro, damn, wait, how'd you do that? How'd you find this shit out? It's all right there. It's been in front of us the whole time. We just couldn't see it because we didn't know what to look for because so much convenience has blinded us of certain shit. You feel me? And it's like when I look at people say, yo, how does capitalism work? Capitalism is absolved through masculinity and it's based off of toxic femininity. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna get too heavy into that. I'm just shameless plugging and shit because, it's my shit. But nah, on some real shit though. When we look at the things that we get capitalized on, kind of starts to wipe you out because convenience is like, okay, man, we're gonna make motherfuckers lazy. You know how many women don't know how to sew? And I know it's like, oh, women ain't supposed to know how to sew. Where but yet y'all tell us we don't know how to work in a car. The fuck? We ain't supposed to. They got mechanics for that shit. They got seamstresses for the shit now because it's like, okay, we create such a system. You feel me? But those motherfuckers like, yo, I know I'm not giving up my skill. I'm not giving up my trade. I'm not giving up my resource. This is a bag. At the end of the day, if I could sew still, something as simple as sewing. If I could sew, I can go get a job. If I could fix a car, I can go get a job. I can get some money in some way, shape, or form. Imagine how many motherfuckers have no skills, no resources. You're going to continue to get capitalized on. That's how poverty works. You feel me? Poverty works just like that. Motherfuckers be thinking because they in the suburbs, whatever the case may be, that they're not in poverty. Yes, you are. You have to throw money at every one of your problems. How many problems can you personally solve? You feel me? How many problems can you personally solve? And even down to investing, like when people are like, yo, my broker does this. I'm my broker. I don't give a like when people be like, yo, how do you get these inside? I don't got no inside tips, motherfucker. I read the market and say, okay, bam, it's about to do this when it happens. At the time of this recording, I just made a post last night, right? Before the shit even took off, two different directions of a trade. You feel what I'm saying? One was going up, one was going down, but I knew that there was a control currency, right? I made money off of both of these. You feel me? Now, I didn't post it after I did the shit. I posted the move before it even took off. I said, this is what's going to happen. You feel me? I did that at 5 p.m., right? By 1 a.m., about almost 2 a.m., the shit had did exactly what it was supposed to do. I recorded that post and said, look, this is what it is. And then I did a side by side of them shits. I was like, yo, this is where it started. This is where it is. And it's like, how could you know this shit if you don't? Like, this wasn't an accident to get two of them going in the opposite direction because I knew certain shit. You feel what I'm saying? But that was about me operating a certain way. So when people are like, yo, who's your broker? Like, where you get these tips? I don't got no tips. I create my own tips. I create my own alerts. I do all of the shit for myself because there's no convenience for me in this shit. You feel me? My only convenience is that I got the skill set to know how to do this shit to make money when I fucking want to. That was power for me. You feel what I'm saying? Nobody can take that shit away from me. Only I can take that shit away from me. Only I can fuck my money up at this point. That was my whole thing. Get the middleman, cut out the motherfucking situation because the middleman is how you're getting capitalized on. You dig what I'm saying? Some people don't get the middleman is the motherfucker who's like, yo, I learned the game. I just don't want to play. So I'm gonna tell you who to go to. You feel what I'm saying? That's really all the middleman is. The middleman know the game. And as I started to become a middleman and started to learn certain shit, it's like, you know, everything that I have my money in that I dabble into, I know how to do. I know how to do it myself. Like if I, for example, if I need the cards read for me, if I want to, because I don't feel like shuffling and like instead of reading up with somebody, hey yo, can you read these cards? Can you read some cards for me real quick? I can do it myself, but when they're reading the cards to me, I'm like, okay, I understand what the story is meaning because I know what the cards say. My natal chart, when I broke that shit down, when the fucking transits and shit hit, oh, retrograde, you gonna go through. I know what the fuck I'm not gonna go through, and I know what the fuck I am because like can't nobody tell me about me. Can't nobody tell me about the shit I know about. You feel what I'm saying? Now, because I understand astrology, when I hear an astrologer talk, I can listen. No different. This is how like with now. I like how I segue this in. This is why, like, when doctors say, okay, this is wrong, I can listen to you and say, you bullshit. But if you don't know this, like, simple terminology, like the end of the Pfizer document, like I said, it has so many different things. They had like angina, something like, you feel me, myocardial shit like this. It was so many different medical terms that motherfuckers don't know the meaning of because it's ignorance. And then you don't have the laziness of not going to find the information. So when the doctor tells you what the fuck ever, you listen. These doctors should be ashamed of themselves. Dead ass serious. These doctors should be ashamed of yourself because you have encouraged motherfuckers to get a shot that you didn't even trust, that you didn't even know shit about. And you played them because you didn't want to come off wrong. You didn't want to come off like, I don't know. I've never heard a doctor say, I don't know. And they really didn't know. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's a problem. These niggas really don't be knowing, but they will not tell you they don't know. And you believe them every fucking time. That's capitalism. Because when they write you prescription, you don't need this shit. Did you know you can use this, that, and third? It's like, nah, buddy. Nah, buddy. And now motherfuckers is like, now at 2022, everybody's seen the movie that I made in 2014. I said, I can't be a part of this shit. I can't be a part of this shit. This shit ain't, it violates the Hippocratic Oath. The Hippocratic Oath is do no harm. Like, this shit is harmful. I can't be a part of this shit as a man. And I stood on that shit and I still stand on that shit. And now motherfuckers like, damn, everything you, I told y'all. I told y'all, but because they catered to so much convenience, you couldn't see me. I wasn't giving you convenience. I was trying to get you off your ass to stop being lazy and to like and get your mind right to stop being fucking ignorant. They're gonna keep you in the dark and they're gonna let you stay in this shit. So when they produce something to say, yo, just trust science, that had never been done. How the fuck you trust science and it ain't never been done? Capitalism. Capitalism. With a little bit of magic in there, but we ain't gonna talk about that part. We already talked about sorcery before, but sorcery and pharmaceuticals, so we ain't gotta go back into that. But you dig what I'm saying? That's how capitalism works. You feel me? If you being capitalized on right now, you really have to reevaluate yourself. You're being lazy and ignorant on whatever it is that has its pull on you. You feel me? And then it's like, because of that, niggas want to negotiate. You can't negotiate when you ignorant and lazy on some shit. You're gonna get hustled. You feel me? Motherfuckers can't negotiate shit with me, with the shit that I teach, with the shit that I know. You feel me? I don't think your price. All right, cool. I'm gonna give you everything. Now, look, let me break down everything that you're gonna have to do to figure this shit out. I ain't about to do that. I know, motherfucker, but I did. So here's what you have to pay for it. You feel what I'm saying? So here's a deeper aspect to it. And this is one of the reasons why everybody has this mentality of I don't like doing business with black people. Like this is an ingrained thing because the conceptualization of a lazy black person, like late, they have done everything. They fought tooth and nail to make it appear on paper in real time that black people are lazy and ignorant, mentally incompetent. All this, they have done this for times on end. So now when we step into the capitalism game, that's what capitalism is built on: laziness and ignorance. When we step into this capitalism game, they're like, "Oh nah, I can't be nah. They lazy and they ignorant. Like niggas is lazy, niggas is ignorant. Like they created the system. So it's like when we come into business, knowing how capitalism is set up, it's like they can't capitalize because niggas believe that they can't. Not niggas, but like I mean, niggas is motherfuckers believe that black people cannot do certain. It's like yo, I'm not doing business with black people because why? Tell me why. All business is done the same way. You feel me? All of these motherfucking businesses get their time to start off on certain shit. Black people got to be perfect from the moment we start. Right? Now, when we do get to that point, we perfect and shit, motherfuckers complain about the prices. I'm perfect at this master of the market shit. Perfect. Perfect. And I get it, people. Oh, perfection is not like, no. My standard, the shit that I started off with, I'm perfect in this motherfucker. That's why I call it mastery. Do I still mess up? Yeah, I still mess up. The fuck? That's what happens. But the perfection comes in the fact that one, I know why I messed up, and two, I will make it right back the moment it closes out. You feel me? Like, that's that level. That's that level of, absolving the shit. But now we're finally at a point, and this is where the tides have changed. And this is why black people have so much buying power, but nothing obtained because it's like we are so busy trying to throw shit at the conveniences that they created for us that we're not creating any conveniences for ourselves. You dig what I'm saying? They have Chinese restaurants in our neighborhoods. They have Arab tobacco stores in our neighborhoods. Everything is not ours, but they created like, we're not going. For one, we created the stigma that y'all lazy and ignorant. We made y'all buy into it. Only thing that lazy and ignorant people can do is entertain you. Think about that. And we wonder why kids from the hood, the poverty-stricken kids, only want to sell. Either you got a wicked jump shot or you selling crack rock. Word to Big, who was a rapper. You see what I mean? You feel what I'm saying? It's like we can only capitalize, and this is how the cancel culture works. You can't cancel anybody who owns something. Think about it. You can only cancel an entertainer. I don't like the way you entertain me, so now you can fuck up the way in which I make money. Because I don't have the action or the knowledge to do anything more than fucking entertain you. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? Only thing I have is the ability to entertain you. Jay said it. All us blacks got is sports and entertainment. You feel me? Because the moment we step into other avenues and things like that, it's like you have to absolve your ignorance and you have to absolve your laziness, your inability to act on shit. And we have a problem acting on shit because a lot of it is our cultural upbringing, believing that the love of money is the root of all evil, believing that Jesus, God, Allah, Yehovah, they gonna make a way or whatever. Like when they gave you life, that was the way, motherfucker. Like this is when I be paying attention to motherfuckers who be like, yo, they may not come where you want them, but they always on time and shit. And it's like the moment that the time is about to run out, that's when you start acting and suddenly they come in. Like that's all you, right? Like they already gave you life. They already gave you the existence. They already gave you the spark and the drive to do whatever you want to do. Why the fuck ain't you doing it? You feel me? My perspective on wealth, my perspective on capitalism, and my drive to actually want to do more, it developed when my grandmother was killed. You feel me? I looked back and I was like, what did she leave us? You feel me? And I'm saying, what did she leave us? Because my grandfathers, like on both sides of my family, my grandfathers were dead before I was born. So they can't leave anything. They didn't leave anything. You feel me? One of the matriarchs still alive. Like, so it's like, what are we gonna be left? Not a damn fucking thing. Start over? That's poverty. Now, who was going to take the action to learn some shit to create the convenience that we need to have, to create a convenience for the world, so we can keep shit coming in? I'm not about entertaining motherfuckers no more. You feel me? I used to want to be a rapper when I was a kid. If you've heard my jam sessions, you know I'm dope. I could have been signed to a record label. I chose to turn. I didn't really choose to turn it down, right? Motherfucking, I consulted with the woman at the time that I was with and said, do you think I should do it? She said, no, because then that's going to leave me out because you're going to be doing this and third. And I really thought about her and I didn't go through with it. And I happened to be the motherfucker that did me the dirtiest. But anywho, I had the opportunity to go off and do shit like that. But it was like, every moment of being, of entertaining shit, the universe blocked me from. God, Allah, whatever y'all choose to call it, it blocked me from the shit. So there was certain shit that I couldn't tap into, certain shit that I couldn't do. But it was like, yo, you have to do something where you absolve the laziness and the ignorance for your people. You got to learn how to capitalize on something. I've capitalized on a lot of shit. I've capitalized on the fact that people don't know what masculinity is. You feel me? I capitalize on the fact that people don't know how to eat right, the right way to eat right. You feel me? Like, we follow a whole food guide pyramid, and it's in our ignorance that we don't know what the fuck the food guide pyramid actually does to our bodies. The motherfucker tell you to drink milk, milk is pus and it causes your body to be acidic. Nigga. They had whole fucking campaigns where motherfucking athletes and celebrities and shit will put the fucking, y'all remember those shits back in the day who was like in elementary school, middle school shit, the fucking milk mustaches and shit. You in the black and white picture, athlete and shit just got the milk mustaches and milk does a body's good. No, milk has never done a body good. Never fucking ever. It has never done a body good. And we've been drinking this shit all our motherfucking lives thinking it does a body good. It's been breaking our fucking bodies down. Ignorance and laziness. Because we didn't have the wherewithal to learn the shit. And because we didn't learn the shit, we didn't have the necessary action to take to stop using the shit. You feel me? And then they told us, right, milk gives you calcium for strong bones. And it does the exact opposite. It leads to osteoporosis. Ain't that some shit? It weakens your fucking bones. But again, we don't know shit about shit. And it's not our fault. Because it's like, when you go to school and it's like, yo, we're going to teach you what we need you to learn enough to be a functioning member of society. Do you not realize how powerful that phrase is? Motherfuckers be like, yo, he's a functioning member of society or she's a functioning member of society. What does it mean to just be a functioning member of society? A motherfucking zombie. Think the zombie apocalypse is going to be motherfuckers. No, it's motherfuckers sliding their phones right now. I seen this lady, right, try to sue them all because on camera she was walking, sliding on her phone, and she fell in a well. Like, not in a well, like Timmy. I know shit like that. I ain't gonna go into that shit. But like not in like a well, but little water shit in the middle of the spout that's in the middle of the malls and shit. She fell in that motherfucker. Like, how she ain't see this big motherfucker, even in her, like, her peripherals had to be trash, or she was that engaged in her motherfucking phone. So she fell in the shit, like, soaked like a motherfucker. She tried to sue them all. They said, you can't sue us, motherfucker. Like, you fell in the bitch. Like, you feel me? Like, you fell in this motherfucker because you were on your phone, not paying attention. You feel me? But created a convenience. You feel me? Created a convenience and to not be able to use it as a resource. So now we go into the things that we receive from convenience. Do we see them? Are they liabilities to us, assets or resources? That goes back into the previous episode I was talking about resources. You feel me? When I bought those Adidas, they were liabilities, right? They were liabilities to me at first. They were liabilities like a motherfucker because I was like, I didn't know shit about shit. You feel me? It was the ignorance and the laziness. I knew I needed some shoes, but it's like, my mindset now changes because I look at shit like this, right? This is how I look at everything now. Can I create it? If not, if I can't create it myself, you feel what I'm saying? How can I profit off of what I didn't create? You see what I mean? So it became the liability perspective of I just bought the Adidas. The Adidas then became an asset when I was invested in Adidas stock. Anytime I bought Adidas, it's like, okay, you going towards the pot. I already got money in you, motherfucker. Like you going towards the pot. So you feel me? That's when it became an asset, right? But then when it becomes a resource, it's like, how do you create off of that? You feel me? How do you create off of that? You see what I'm saying? Like now, I'm able to use shoes as a tax write off if I'm if I'm recording a video and shit, and they got my full body and shit. Oh yeah, I bought these for this aesthetic appeal because of blah blah blah. Now it's a resource, nigga. You feel me? That's the levels to the shit. You got liabilities, assets, and now you got resources. You feel what I'm saying? How are you going to use what is an asset to you to create your own shit, to create your own convenience, you know what I mean? Remember when I told y'all, right, that we in the Aquarian age and shit? And the Aquarian age means to know there's going to be a lot of shit that like intellectual property is the only thing selling right now. Intellect, and the thing about it, intellectual property has been the only thing that was selling. This is shit conceived within your mind that you're keeping away from everybody else. You see what I'm saying? Like you're keeping away from everybody else. So you got to find a way to say, okay, bam, I know you're not going to go through the 6, 7 years that I've gone through for this shit. This is why books will always stay alive. This is why you will always be able to sell books. Books will always be residual. This is why, from a capitalist perspective, this is why I guess the Library of Congress and the copyright shit. That's why the copyright, you only own the rights to your book, your published authored book. You only own it for 70 years. After that, it goes into a vault of whoever wanted can take it. No bullshit. No bullshit. I've dabbled in some white label books and shit before. Like motherfuckers wrote these books 100, 200 years ago. But ain't nobody claim it because the 70-year shit is gone up. Oh, I can rebrand that shit, put my name on the shit, and it's mine now? Oh, it's a whole cold game out here that we don't know shit about. You feel me? It's a whole code game that we don't know shit about because it's kept away from us. Motherfuckers be mad like, yo, why didn't we learn about taxes in school? Why did we learn about parallelograms and shit like that? Because that's what the fuck you were supposed to learn about in order to keep my shit on point. I got to be able to cater to your convenience. So now you have to keep asking questions. You have to decide you're going to like, I teach you, they teach in such a way that you have to memorize everything, right? But because you have to memorize everything, you don't really gain experiences off of shit. And you don't really learn how to use your actual mind with something. So when it's time to go into the world and you have to critically think and you have to activate some shit, you can't. That's why it blew my mind when I took my first critical thinking class in college. It's like, damn, nigga, we really ain't been thinking this whole time. You just now teaching me how to think. So what the fuck was I doing all of these years? Being trained. Being trained to accept convenience. Convenience that you can't get out of. We need every convenience that they have put on us. You feel me? The time it'll take, like, okay, bam, I just picked something up on the way. Right? Nah, bro. Get up 30 minutes earlier, cook some shit, and get on the way. Nah, man, fuck that. I'm gonna sleep for 30 minutes earlier. I'm gonna sleep for 30 minutes later so then I can just catch the road. Now it's gonna create convenience. Now when I get there, now this shit is breaking my motherfucking body down. You feel me? Now it's breaking my motherfucking body down. And then breaking my motherfucking body down, it's breaking my mind down, it's breaking everything. And it's like I repeat this cycle so long that it becomes a habit. And then after it becomes a habit, it becomes a lifestyle. When it becomes a lifestyle, I don't think that I can change. You feel me? Right now, the way the technology is work, it is literally wiping motherfuckers out. The evolution of technology has wiped motherfuckers out. To where once we came from a space where we had I'm glad that I was a part of the 90s babies and shit to where we literally are the evolution of technology. We evolve it, literally. When shit don't want to work for us no more, when we get bored with some shit, we complain, they fix it, they create something new, we figure out how to use it, and we keep going. Elders, the baby boomers, that elder generation, they can't do that. They are literally being wiped out right motherfucking now. And they don't know how to adjust to that because they never were in a position where they adapted. You feel me? Convenience was so easy for them because you feel me? It's like, yo, just do it for me. Just do it for me. So now they need help with everything. You feel me? That's why it's like it's a crazy conundrum because my mom, I guess she had the foresight for it. Feel me? She's a baby boomer, but she was like, yo, I gotta raise my kids to be self-sufficient and self-reliant. You know what I'm saying? It's like Cole said, you know what I'm saying? She love her son, but sometimes she hate what she raised. Or some shit like that. Some shit he said. But it's like, damn. Nobody, like, I would never be lazy. I would never be ignorant. Ever. And I will always put myself in a situation where I can absolve myself of the convenience that can be imposed upon me. Because when something makes something when something creates the convenience for you, you stay there. You get stuck. You literally get stuck in that motherfucker. You get stuck in that loop. Don't even know it. You feel me? But then when you get to that point where you can do for self, it's like it's different. It's different. Like, you feel me? I can cook, so I don't have to eat out all the time. You feel me? Like, don't eat out all the time, but I can cook. You feel what I'm saying? There's shit that I've learned how to do that I know how to do. That's like, yo, you can't create a convenience for me. I can choose which convenience works for me. You feel me? I can make a choice. I'm not picking options. You feel what I'm saying? That's how this capitalist shit works, bro. That's how capitalism fucking works. And that's why it works fucking well. People get so mad about, oh, it's homeless people. People don't buy like. And the reason why they don't give a fuck about homeless people, the reason why they don't give a fuck about poor people, the reason why they don't give a fuck about anybody is because everybody has the opportunity to change their circumstances. All they have to do is accept that they are both lazy and ignorant and change that shit. That's all you gotta fucking do. Accept the fact. See, the acceptance helps you transition. And fucking in Soul for 3, I talk about the power of acceptance. But you don't get to acceptance until you can clear your heart chakra, which it comes at your tower moment. You feel what I'm saying? When you get to that point of accepting, you feel me? Because you got to get through the 5 stages of grief. Acceptance means you can either reject or accept something. I mean, well, acceptance is that point of that duality of acceptance and rejection, but you have to get to the point where you can do that, where your mind can do that shit. Most motherfuckers do not want to absolve themselves of ignorance and do not want to do the action to stop being lazy. So they will always, always, always succumb to not masculine. They will always succumb to capitalism simply because they need convenience. And don't forget to check out Cafe Clothing, formerly Just Scenes merch. Get all of your intricate designs crafted specifically for the melanated being to develop a positive imagery within self and to have a little bit of fun in the process. From the peace, love, knowledge, and freedom to the dead horses and water designs, all of the styles are crafted for the imagery to make you feel as you're supposed to feel. Because as I always say, the best way to fit in is to stand out. And what better way to stand out than with your exclusive styles from Cafe Clothing. All right, we gonna end it there, yo. This shit done got long as fuck. All right, so yeah, that's capitalism, yo. In my perspective, in my perception, and how I perceive it, and how I look at it, I don't see capitalism as a bad thing. I don't see it as a good thing. I see it as a thing that can keep you afloat in this world. Should you choose to, you feel me? Should you choose to, you have to make the choice. You can't just keep picking options out. This motherfucker. Oh, I'm gonna get me a good job. Motherfuckers complain about motherfucker like, yo, I get a good job to make this amount of money. Like, I realize I call shenanigans. I don't give a fuck about this high value shit. Let me say this right quick. I know it seems like this doesn't make sense, but it does. So they be like, yo, the high value motherfuckers over 6 figures and shit like that. Ain't no way in hell you making over 6 figures without putting in 6 figures worth of time. Like, motherfuckers talking this high value shit, this shit like that is like, oh, you're not gonna get time from that type of motherfucker. You feel me? When I was in corporate America, like all like when I was the account manager and shit like that, like my revenue that I was bringing in for that year was like 75. I was like 75 at that point. And all of the women that I was talking to, they loved it. But it was like, you ain't never got time for me. I know. That's the purpose of this shit. You feel me? I hadn't even crossed 6 figures yet. And I was like, yo, that's the purpose of this shit. Like, you feel me? So I can't have time, but I got to figure something out in between time. Otherwise, the convenience of just looking like I got this, I ain't got no time. I ain't got no resources. I ain't got no good conversation skills because I spend my time at work. Like, motherfuckers is like 40 years old. You've been at the same job. Like, that's your life. That's your life. Motherfuckers be mad at me because they're like, yo, you don't never talk to me about anything. Because I talk about shit that's outside. Like, I live a different day every day. A different day every fucking day. You feel what I'm saying? Simply because I'm engaging with different people. Like, you know what I'm saying? The phrase new faces, new places is real shit. Even though I'm engaging with people on social media, it's like every day's a new day for me. A new post to come up that I can maneuver and structure into making content out of to sell some shit or to put myself in a position of marketing one of my brands. You feel what I'm saying? Off the other side of that, it's like new events are happening and shit like that. I'm always evolving and adapting to the times that are happening. So I don't have a conversation with motherfuckers who still want to talk about some shit we did 10 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? Some shit we did 10 years ago, nigga, like the fuck? You know how long ago 10 years is? It's not longer, it's not that long unless you have different experiences in the shit. If you've lived the same life over and over again, shit's boring. Shit's monotonous. There's no excitement, there's no zeal, there's nothing that keeps you going. You feel what I'm saying? That shit trash. But when they create the convenience in the shit, like they create so much convenience for you that you feel like, all right, I got like, there's no way in hell I should be paying, you know what I'm saying, for a house I can't live in. You feel what I'm saying? Like there was a time like when men would be like, yo, dad's got to work 16, 20 hours. I know I'm exaggerating 20, but 16, I'm not reaching on that shit. Motherfuckers would literally work 12 to 16 hours a day. A day. Because I'm keeping this up. That's the illusion. You feel me? Fuck the bullshit. I be damned. I don't give a fuck if I'm making $500,000 and some shit at a job. It's like I'm making all of this money. I can't see my kids because I gotta put in this motherfucking time. I can't be around my kids all the time. It's like, yo, dad, you see them on the weekend or some shit like that. Fuck no. Fuck no. Ain't no weekend love for my babies. The fuck, you got me fucked up. Shouldn't be no weekend love for my significant other. And then they wonder why, you know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit happens in a certain way. This is why marriages are businesses, because it's like, yo, bam, what happens when the business fucks up? Now we got to split this shit. But how's it gonna fuck up? Like I'm around women all the time. You feel what I'm saying? Who are now more relatable to me than my own significant other. What the fuck we get married for? Think about this shit. You got married with somebody because, oh, we met and this, that, and the third. What happens down the line when you like y'all fall into y'all routines? Y'all fall into y'all convenience. That's why like doctors and nurses, they go hand in hand. They can work together. Because like chances are we can work in the same hospital. We can see each other all the time. And you feel me? We experience the same shit. And I get it. Some people be like, well, I wouldn't want to talk about, because when I want to come home, I want to talk about something different. Yet, why the fuck do you think motherfuckers cheat? 90% of the time, motherfuckers gonna cheat with a nigga on the job or a woman on the job. That's where 90% of the motherfucking cheating comes from. The infidelity and all that shit. Simply because a motherfucker is always around that shit all the time. It just would have happened. Now I'm like, think about it. I'm around this motherfucker for 8 hours a day. When I'm around you for 8 hours a day, we're asleep. We got to drive and commute home, and then we're sharing the time with the kids if we got them. When do we have time to actually spend to get like, we're gonna get about 2 or 3 hours? Oh, let's have date night. Fuck no. I literally just had 8 hour shift with a woman who want to suck my dick behind a wall. The fuck? You feel me? She just spent 8 hours with a motherfucker who would fucking eat her ass in the moment she asked him to. You feel what I mean? And we're like that every single day around these motherfuckers, and we wonder why like shit don't work. Like capitalism has a lot of shit to it. You know how much money is made during divorces? Money is made during marriages. Money, like it's all about how the money moves. The moment y'all motherfuckers can figure out the money is the energy and it's not gonna stop moving, you play with it differently. That's literally probably the only reason why I got into Forex. Forex is like the Olympics of money movement. Like, you feel me? Everything that you think stocks, crypto, all these, they're all tied to Forex. And when I learned that shit, I said, oh, let me go ahead and just be an Olympian, bro. And I can still use it in the different veins in the different areas. But that's really what it boils down to. And then now when we take it to that next level, you feel me? The convenience of it all. We look at stock, oh, the stock traders, stock market shit. It's like 800 motherfuckers looking at a screen calling and shit like that. Yo, and then you watch the Wolf of Wall Street shit like that. It's like, yo, the shit's easier than motherfuckers really think it is. It's really easier than motherfuckers think it is. But a part of creating and maintaining the ignorance is making it feel like it's something that you can't do. Something that you can't do. You feel me? When I seen shit, this shit crazy. That's why yo, only 5 years you can work as a stock person. Yeah, because it's like you looking at so much shit. The stress is there. You feel me? There's no mean this shit hard. Shit's easy. I'm telling you, the shit's fucking easy. Like I can't explain it or say it any other way other than shit's easy because I know how to do the shit now. Like so it's easy. You feel me? But again, I chose not to be capitalized on by anything. I chose not to stay in a state of convenience. Like nothing's convenient for me. Like I start now. Don't get me wrong. I started off like that. I tried to do the convenient route. Let me do Acorn. Some of y'all have got Acorns and shit like that, where you swipe your card, it takes whatever the remaining amount and invests it for you. Fuck that. What Drake say, it wasn't paying me enough. I needed something quicker. Only thing that was gonna be quicker was for me to learn how to fucking do the shit. You feel me? Learn how to fucking do the shit. I know people, oh man, I got shares just taking too long. Fuck that. Tell me, yo, motherfuckers be like, yo, this stock is looking like it's gonna trend for the next 5 years. Okay, cool. It might trend up for the next 5 years, but I'm gonna be buying and selling in this motherfucker along the way. You feel me? Along the way, as that bitch dip, I'm gonna ride. Like, you feel me? Because I know how to read these motherfuckers, bro. I took myself in a position where I said, you know what? I don't want to be ignorant and I'm not gonna be lazy to the shit that I know that I want to do for the rest of my life. Imagine that shit. Imagine how much convenience we have put with the shit that we claim we want to do for the rest of our fucking lives. Find something that you love to do and you'll never work a day in your life. No, make something that you love to do convenient for you and you'll never work a day in your life. Literally, when I say never work a day in your life, you will literally fall into a monotonous loop. When they can conveniently make it something like, for example, I like CSI and shit. So came with friends of biologists and shit like that. But it's like, I can't do this shit. I'm not doing this shit all the time. You feel me? After 3 years, I've never met a motherfucker who still loved the job after 3 years. They love the livelihood that it provided and the security that it provided. But what about the inflation? What about the like motherfuckers get stuck? Motherfuckers don't realize that inflation helps with poverty too. Like you feel what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are still making the same amount that they was making 5, 10 years ago. And the money has significantly increased. I said, yo, you better learn to inflate with this inflation. Shameless plug. Learn how to master the market, bro. Sis, all y'all. Price is going up, by the way, too. So if you're gonna get in, get in. Hurry up. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, man. I feel like capitalism. This is my perspective of capitalism. This is how I maneuver through this shit, bro. I'm a capitalist. I'm a capitalist. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Y'all can kiss my ass. Y'all can, oh, see, what you gonna do? Why would you claim? Nah, cause bitch, I'm a capitalist. Objectively speaking, like I'm gonna capitalize on every opportunity that I know motherfuckers is gonna be lazy and ignorant to. I just happen to have integrity with my capitalism. You feel me? I'm going to make sure that I'm not playing with you. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying, giving you no false hope or no shit like that. Like, nah, I'm gonna try to give you the best possible experience, but I gotta understand that motherfuckers is lazy and ignorant. That's why I wrote books. You feel me? That's why I wrote books, but I'm gonna sell them to motherfuckers who can't read, who don't read. The fuck? The fuck? Like, why would I try that? You feel me? But that's not what this reality is about. We got to teach our kids differently. Like our kids are shout out to this generation. Yo, I fuck with how just we just shifted so much shit. Our kids are already gonna be hustlers, entrepreneurs, already got that shit, and we gonna give them foundations to stand on. Man, this shit is fucking beautiful. To know that my kid, one of the resources that my kids gonna have when they start the world is fucking day trading and investing, how to read a fucking chart, nigga. I used to be like, my kids, they ain't gonna go to college because, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna let them do whatever they want to do. And I'm like, now I've reached the point in my mindset of saying, I'm like, yo, you go where the fuck you want to go, you're gonna be able to pay for it. I already got my system set out. Like my first child is born, I already got a set amount that I want to drop in for their quote unquote trust fund. When they turn 18, they get it, but in between time, it's gonna be contingent. Well, it's not gonna be contingent on their money, but they're gonna be learning how to trade and invest. Like, yo, put your money, make your money. So it's like, you want to go to college? Cool, pay for it yourself. They're gonna learn the value of how to start to see shit from a perspective of, let me make it an investment. How can this give me something back? Is this gonna be a liability, an asset, or a resource? College could have been a resource for me if I would have had other skills, but instead it became a liability. Wasn't even an asset. Well, I would say it was an asset because I did use a lot of the skills that I learned and shit. But everybody doesn't come into that. Like, it's not for everybody. And that's what is not being told when it's not for everybody. We think it's just because I'm not smart enough for college. No, it's literally you have no reason to go. College is going to become a liability for you. You feel me? It's a lot of millennials right motherfucking now who are working in fields they didn't even graduate in. The fuck? Shit don't make no motherfucking sense. But it makes a lot of sense in the capitalistic mentality because when you are lazy and you're ignorant and I got to create this convenience for you, you're going to do what I tell you to do. And you're going to shut the fuck up and you're going to take this check. And you're going to post some pictures on social media about how, you live in the best life and, you stacking paper, you have value, whatever. And then what's going to happen as the time goes on? We're going to see it for what it really is. You're going to go 30, 40, 50 years. You're going to realize how much life has passed you by because everything you operated from had to be out of convenience. Capitalism, it works and it's not going anywhere. It's not. As black people, we got to learn how to capitalize with our fucking buying power. We have the most buying power in this motherfucker and we don't buy shit with it. That's crazy as fuck, bro. Like, we can easily shut the game down on all facets. We can start our own football league, start our own basketball league, start our own everything. You feel me? It's ours. And we don't own shit. Like, think about that. They don't come there like, when's the last time you seen fucking I think Jerry West was the last fucking good white dude. No, Larry Bird. Let me say Larry Bird. Larry Bird was the last good white dude who was like, okay, we keeping him as a legend. Like, he's up there with they don't play no more. They come in, shoot a 3-point, and go back and sit on the bench. Say I'm lying. It's not fucked up, but say I'm lying. And that's the point that I'm making. That's how capitalism works. Laziness and ignorance. Motherfuckers don't know how to run a football team. Motherfuckers don't know how to run a basketball team. And motherfuckers don't want to put in the action to actually learn how to do the shit, so they're not going to own them. These motherfuckers could shut the game down right now. 5 motherfuckers could start a whole league. Ice Cube just did the shit with a 3-on-3. Imagine if all of the elite players of the NBA said, fuck it, we're done. Our contracts are done. We're free agents. Let's schedule it. Like, have a secret meeting where you say, you know what? When your shit run out, remain a free agent. Once we're a free agent, we're going to dip. Our contracts are up. They can't do shit to us legally. Our contracts is up. We start new contracts with other, like, we don't need them. In the words of Derek Graves, we don't need them. They need us. Real shit. You feel me? But again, that's how capitalism works. So teach your babies early the art of capitalism, convenience, and laziness. You feel me? Teach them to stop. Don't let your babies be lazy. Make them have the thirst for learning. Otherwise, poverty is just a hop, skipping away. A hop, skip, and step away, or whatever the shit is. The old head used to say. But yeah, teach your babies, to absolve themselves of ignorance, to not be lazy and get caught in shit like that, and create convenience for themselves. Teach them that the only convenience that they should be able to accept is the convenience they create for themselves. If they have not created their convenience, then they will be manipulated for the rest of their lives. You feel me? I'm going to end with that. So go kiss your babies. Make sure they eat their vegetables. And I'm going to see you all on the next one. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.